Okay, so door frames. This frame I've had at a body shop. They've done a bit of welding for me. They've cut a new piece in there because that would blown through, and also on this bit here, although that's not really important because that's actually inside the door. But other than that, the rest of the frames are pretty good apart from that one. They've all been sanded down, ready. So originally these were powder coated, I believe. I'm not going to go down the powder coating route. I'm going to try some black hammerite with a roller finish. I'm going to paint the insides here with a brush. I mean, once the seals are in, you're never going to see that anyway. And then we'll tackle these outsides. I'll probably give it 3 or 4 coats, I think, get a nice thick coating on it to protect it. Because here was where the weather strips were rubbing on it, and obviously it had gone through. So I didn't want to refurbish my frames that are in now because it would mean the car being off the road for a while. So it made more sense to buy a cheap second-hand set, refurbish then, and then do a complete swap over. So let's get the old paint tin out. We'll get the insides of these painted, and then we'll come back over the weekend and try and get a few more coats on the actual frames outside. Plus find somewhere to hang them up and paint them, because otherwise I won't be able to get to this bit if I keep it in a vise. So we'll come back to you in a bit. Right, so it's paint your frames time. This is the second coat that's gone on. It doesn't look too bad, so it's been put on with a roller. So I'm probably going to do another coat, put 3 coats on it. And that one's the same. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah. Those definitely need another coat. Bit of rust down there, need to get that with a brush. Same in that corner there. Yeah, check in there, that's not too bad. Which is the one I had repaired? I think it's this one. Yeah, need a bit more work with brush, I think. But yeah, they're coming on alright. I think by the end of this week they should look good. Right then, it's another day. These have had about 3 or 4 coats now of black hammerite smooth, and they've turned out actually alright. So what I'm going to do is, before I put the rubbers back in, I'm going to paint, well, I'm just going to spread some of this Lano Guard knockoff down through the insides of the channel. That'll keep any rust at bay, stop it from rotting from the inside out. And then we can start looking at pulling the old ones out and swapping them over. Some of these rubbers aren't the best, so if my original ones on mine are better than these, I might use them. But for now, I think it's just one of the rear quarters that's not very good. So we'll get these rubbers inserted and then we'll look at getting the frames taken out of the car. Right, so we're back on these door frames. All of them have all got the felts back in them, like so. But these rear ones are a bit of a faff. I've had to make up some of these new glass supports, I suppose you could call them. I had a bit of scrap 1mm sheet of steel, and I measured up the old one to get the measurements, and I've just basically just put it in a metal folder and then just put some tabs on. In fact, I've got another one for this side. Here we go. That's the sort of thing you're looking for. The original ones are actually welded on, but I just put some small pot rivets in. and then just put some bit of rubber edging just to tidy it up a bit. But yeah, they've worked out alright. You can't actually get these from Land Rover anymore, so you've got to make them yourself or find someone that'll make them for you. I think there is somebody on Facebook advertising for some of these. I think they're about 40 quid a pair or something. But I just made some myself. It's really easy to do. So yeah, getting these quarters back in here is a bit of a pain in the arse. I tried it with the rubber in here, then trying to slot the glass in, but that didn't work. So what I found easier is to put the rubber on the glass and then sort of force the glass in, if you know what I mean. So I'll switch you back around and see if I can show you how to do it. So if we get a rubber, push it into that. That's what I did before. So do that. And push this into our frame. Like so. Right, so you'll see it's not quite in at this bottom bit because the frame's sort of spread out, and that's where this piece comes in, which basically goes like that. But before I do that, we need to get some of this neoprene cut out and wrap it around the bottom of my glass so the glass isn't scratching in the bottom of there, and plus it holds it tight up into this, I suppose. So let's get that done. Right, after much faffing, I finally got it in. I managed to chip the bloody paint though. I'm just gonna have to go over that with roller. But anyway, that's what we ended up with the bracket. I know that's too long, I'll have to chop that down. But the original screws that were in there, the heads are just completely rotted, so that's the only one I could find. Other than that, we're all good to go. So the next video, well, the next couple of clips in the next coming weeks, I'll be taking the old ones out and putting these ones in. So that'll do for now, so I'll catch up with you in a bit.